Hello, welcome to my kitchen table with my most trusted friends. They're generally who I eat dinner with. But I got an Ask Joy that was really sad. It was a woman, she and her husband have been married for 3 years, and she's like, we love each other so much, but she's like, I hate it when I hear people say, oh, the honeymoon stage, oh, da 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 da. She's like, we feel like we got gypped. And she's like, now we're talking about separation because it's just been so hard since day one. And she's like, my husband slept on the couch for the last 4 nights. And so again, I don't know the details of what's going on, but this is one of those things where, you know, I'm not married, but I have a number of people that I know that have been in situations like yours. And I know we can hear the, oh, honeymoon stage, everybody else had a honeymoon stage, but I was just talking to a newly married friend recently, and she's like, everybody always talks about how hard the first 2 years of marriage are. She's like, we've been fine. So they've been fine, but she's hearing everybody else saying how hard it is, and she's feeling guilty about that. There's some people who have honeymoon stages. There's some people who have a number of years of adjustment, and it's difficult and it's work. Some friends of mine who were in a similar situation as you, they'd actually been married less than a year, and things got really rough. And they started looking at their family of origin. She would say that her mom stayed in a marriage 20 years too long. His mom was unfaithful, and they just let it get in their head that, you know, divorce is inevitable for us, so why should we even prolong this? And I was just sitting there shocked because I knew both of them, I loved both of them, and I know that they both loved each other a ton. So I challenged them, I said, could you just commit to me for the next year to not talk about divorce, to actually shift your thinking of going, we will be together forever? Because what's the alternative? I mean, the alternative is getting divorced, and then you marry somebody else, or you don't marry somebody else, but you're in this place where you think somehow, because today is hard, that a year from now without that person is gonna be easier. Maybe, I don't know, but I knew these two people, and I knew that if they shifted their perspective, some things could change. And as of now, things have changed. I think I shared with them a study that's also in the Illumination Project that I quote. There was a study that was done, couples that were they said we're in unhappy marriages, and half of them stayed in the marriage and got counseling and stuck it out. The other half got divorced. And at the end of the 5 years, 2/3 of the people had now said that they are in happy marriages. Not that happy is the end all, but the reality is there's seasons, there's ebb and flow. And so, you know, you're hearing people say, oh, the honeymoon stage, the honeymoon stage. Well, I hear other people say the first 2 years of marriage are so difficult. So I know that it's difficult for you, but that doesn't mean that you made a wrong choice, especially if you're saying we both love each other so much and we don't want divorce. And so I would really encourage you to realize you're hearing what you want to hear, but you're not alone. And if you shift your thinking and go, you know what, we're actually not going to talk about divorce. We're going to believe that one day at the end of our life, we're going to be sitting with our children and our grandchildren and thinking back to the highs and lows of this life that we did together. I believe that it'll be far bigger of a payoff than if you just go, you know, this is hard and we didn't get that fun, happy honeymoon phase that we wanted, so we're out. I would really challenge you to not do that, to get some counseling, and even you said you came across my website, but I'm just trying to help people. But my dad's book, Love and Respect, is really insightful and has saved thousands and thousands of marriage. There might just be some communication things, some ways that you're missing each other, the ways that you're not assuming goodwill about each other. Those are some of the powerful points. And also, if you said that you were a believer, I would encourage you to read The Meaning of Marriage. That kind of shifts the perspective of what marriage is about, from, you know, self-satisfying, make me happy feeling to something bigger than that. So I believe if you think that your marriage is futile, it will end. But if you have hope for it, and if you keep working, I think this is just a season.
On the next Ask Joy, Joy proves that there is something crazier than a cat lady. Introducing the porcelain cat lady.
You want a little bit? You don't like this usually. Okay, there you go. Now you like it. No, you guys don't get to eat.